another reason why I do not like the King community. On another day, on another episode, literally the first episode of this, we are going to talk about how Kaoru Hanayama slams kengan to the fucking dirt. Now, how I'm going to explain this is going to be purely off of feats or statements or whatever you want to call it. I'm going off of statements. I don't give a damn what y'all say. It's not facts, you know. You just gotta rely on the feats, man. You know, like that type of logic is not what I'm going for, and I will go for the statements and the feats, and using both to explain my point in this video. Let's talk about Kaoru Hanayama. Kaoru Hanayama is a very important character in the Baki series for one specific reason. I know I'm talking like a fucking news broadcaster, but fuck it. It might as well know you more further, you fucking king and toxic little bitch boys. But let's get to the facts here. He is the strongest fucking Yakuza at the age of, let me guess, roughly here. I might be wrong. It's been a while since I've watched it. But I can roughly guess. I think he was like maybe 16, maybe 17 years old when that became a thing. But if we're roughly estimating here, Kaoru Hanayama is personally, in my favorite degree, one of my favorite characters in the whole Baki series. And I honestly think that he deserves way more credit than he is given, and way more fucking feats to back him up. I honestly think that if Kaoru Hanayama was shown a lot more in the spotlight in the anime series than he was, I think he would be a fucking top tier character even more than he already is as a whole. I think that if they give Kaoru Hanayama the time of the day and they let him fight such said pickle all over again, and they give him more better strength and let him train a little bit more and get himself well equipped, then I think that he would be a top contender for the whole Baki character series in general. But I also do think there is some flaws, but we'll get on with that later. Let's get on with the whole thing with Kaoru Hanayama. His first feat being the Pickle versus Hanayama feat, where it was estimated that Kaoru Hanayama was estimated to have the same amount of force as a fucking Triceratops. Can you believe that, people? Can you believe it, Kengan? Can you believe it? And let's look at the facts here. A Triceratops' estimated weight is between 6 and 12 tons. Now that is a pretty major feat. That is pretty much his highest feat, and let's be honest, his best feat right now. And that's not even cutting the slate here. Now, he did have another feat to what I'm going to talk about later. But let's get on with this feat. If we're estimating it, 1 ton is around 2,000 pounds, or is 2,000 pounds in factual statements. And if we roughly estimate that, 6 tons, if we're going to go for low ball here, 6 tons is around, that will be 12,000 pounds. Sorry if I sound like I'm cutting off. It is just me going back and forth and checking my facts from wherever I get them. Even you can look this up on Google. I don't give a damn. You think Google is just a website you can't get facts from, but it did say what it said, and I'm pretty sure it was right. Now, let's get on with it. If we're going to go for a high ball, 12 tons, then that weight would probably be around 24,000. It would be around that weight. Now, for estimating that at much and at least here, highballing it, because that's where we're going to go for a high ball. Since he was able to put that amount of force, the same amount of force as a Triceratops, a fucking Triceratops at that, let's start to move on to his second biggest feat, which is the incident where he fucking killed a shark under fucking water. And no, it was not a hard fight by in the manga and the side plot and the side story. it was shown that Kaoru Hanayama really did fuck up this shark with ease just by gripping its fucking eyeball. If you can believe that, then you can believe that you can get some bitches. How about you go talk to the lady next door, or maybe go get a fucking girlfriend, you fucking toxic little bitch boy. But now, let's move on to the next thing, because that was going too far, wasn't it, for you little bitch boys? But hey, I'm not talking about the regular King of fans, I'm talking about the deadbeat, dead father, dead everything King of fans. The ones that are so toxic to the point where it makes you think and question, what is your life about? Why are you doing this, and why are you arguing with this fucking delusional freak? But let's move on with it. This feat is pretty big, and is actually around the same size and same weight as there's said the Triceratops, which would, I estimated, around 24,000 pounds as well. If we take in account of those feats, and then we take in account the characters that he's beat, and one of those characters early on in the anime series, Baki, we saw that he fucking fought Spec, and he fucking win that shit at extreme difficulty. And we're not talking about that specific Kaoru Hanayama from the anime, we're talking about manga right now. Even in the manga right now, currently, Kaoru Hanayama is still way more improved than he was before. And I honestly think that he is probably 5 times or 10 times more better than he was last time when we saw him with Spec. Now, I honestly think if we estimate it, right? If we estimate it, because I'm about to move on to my next point, and I really want you little bitch boys to understand something. If you ever decide to try to find me, and you ever find where I live, come knock on my door, and you'll see a shotgun shell right to your head, and you won't be surprised where I fucking live. And I honestly don't care if you find my address, or try to find what I look like. It doesn't matter. It just proves my point that you're toxic than ever. And honestly, I doubt you would ever do that, but if you do, just so you know, you will not be able to take me down so easily, and I will probably be able to beat your ass in 2 seconds. But that is not the point. Let's get on to Kuroki's feats. Now, I will say I read a lot of his feats, and a lot of them have to do with him beating Ryoto. I might have said that wrong, I understand, I suck at pronouncing things, but let's get on with it. I will have to say, Kaoru Hanayama does not have, he only has actually 2 feats of speed, which are not really good. And I will say about this about Kuroki, just to give you credit, and I honestly don't hate kengan. Y'all make me dislike it because y'all motherfuckers be talking so much shit. And there's a reason why. I understand your feelings are hurt and they're so bruised by my apparent facts and insults to your face. But I do not care, and I digress. I will say this about Kuroki. He has a lot more motherfucking feats when it comes to speed, and I have to give speed to Kuroki on this one. But does he have durability compared to Kaoru Hanayama? Sadly, no. Kaoru Hanayama has survived a lot more. A lot more. We're talking about point blank range, bullets, cuts, wounds, all different types of shit. Fought 50 Yakuza members, beat them within 30 minutes. Had thousands of, well, I don't know about thousands, but it looked like a lot of fucking cuts. We'll estimate it around maybe at least, since we're talking about 50 fucking members, it had at least be over 100 cuts on his back and all over his body. And wounds, and he did that at the age of fucking 16 and became the Yakuza boss. Even those feats alone prove his durability. And Musashi's sword was not able to move through his fucking hand or cut through his body to even get deeper than the bone. Saying that alone proves how much durability he has against Kuroki in his feats and even in strength. His lowest strength when it comes to grip on Kuroki's side is nothing. Like, I literally looked and there's really not that much grip strength other than like him punching his hand through sand and other stuff like that. When it comes to training, I mean, they're decent. They're not really bad feats or whatever, but they're decent. They're pretty, a little bit high up there, above, of course, above average humans and above humans in general. But are they near Kaoru Hanayama? Sadly, no. And let's be honest, Kuroki is the strongest, the fastest, the best, the most well equipped, and the best skilled in everything when it comes to everything about kengan. He is the number one fighter. No, I don't think in the manga, at least from what I've seen, he has not been beaten at all. I mean, at all. This man is just number one in that verse. And since we're calculating here, I would say roughly, to give the benefit of the doubt, Crockley, sorry about that. I'm just on another day. Woke up a little bit too early, but if we're really estimating it, Kuroki only stands at the feats. The closest he's getting is the spec level feats. And that's highballing it at most. At most. At lowest, he's getting past Sikorsky and the prisoners. But he's only going to reach up to there with fucking spec. And that's it. That's it. He might have some feats that I haven't seen yet. Hey, I don't know. But I did look through there pretty much all I could, and he only really estimates around either spec or someone like, sadly to say it, Yanagi at worst. And at definitely worst, he could estimate lowly at fucking Sikorsky level, which is sad. But that's just too low, in my opinion. I think he ranks above Sikorsky, obviously. Let's be honest. And he has a lot of good combat skill. I will also give you this to Kuroki. Kuroki has way more combat skill and intuitive abilities when it comes to that. It definitely has way better techniques. And definitely has way more battle IQ than fucking Kaoru hanayama could ever imagine in this case. And I will say this to give the benefit of doubt, just to pay respects and not be a total dickhead in this video to kengan in general. I will say this: Kuroki overall is the number one character in my opinion in kengan. He is one of my faves, to be honest, and he was really the only enjoyable character I could really get behind, other than like Oma and other badass characters within the series, which there is a lot. But I'll give that to Kuroki, battle IQ, IQ in general, and speed. Let's see, what else could I give him in this case? A matter. Technique, I can give him that. Experience, I can give him that. Other than that, Kuroki's case is done. Kuroki's feats are literally over. And let's move back to fucking Kaoru hanayama, the beast, the legend, the man himself, the fucking Yakuza boss. But I digress, and let's get back to Kaoru hanayama, finally. Now, putting down the rough estimate, since Kuroki is number one in the fucking kengan verse, if we're gonna really estimate this shit and make it factual, Kuroki, since he is only at spec level, that doesn't make him very well equipped and strong in this fight, or for any of the fighters in general in the kengan verse. If we're going from Kuroki and downward to fucking Sikorsky level characters within kengan verse, then I would have to say overall, let's all be honest, right? I'm not trying to be an asshole or anything. Look, I love kengan, man. How many times I gotta say this? I don't hate it, man. I'm just trying to tell the truth here. But if I am sticking to facts here, I would estimate, if there was this whole thing, if this was a fucking situation and Kaoru hanayama fought almost 50% of the fighters all at once, that Kaoru hanayama will come out at least either mid, high diff, or a low balling at low to mid diff coming out of that fucking fight. If we're doing it in a scenario where he's going in their tournament and he's going through everyone, then he beats everyone at negative 0 diff to 0 diff and finally to low diff. To put it at facts here, if he goes against Kuroki, right now, current Kaoru hanayama, I would definitely estimate Kuroki in that fight only beating no one in that fucking fight against fucking Kaoru hanayama in the first place. And Kaoru hanayama is obviously taking the win in this fight. He's winning at least at low to mid diff, if we're really putting it there. And we're putting everything into facts here. But Kaoru hanayama would win that shit any day of the fucking week. And that concludes almost everything I wanted to talk about for this video on why Kaoru hanayama will definitely slam the King of Verse, and why you little bitch boys should stop talking all that shit. And I hope you know, I hope you're listening, little bitch boy Frieza, and that is your nickname. That's what I will call you, because you are a little bitch boy, Karen looking, fucking toxic looking ass. If you don't get off my page, well, I ain't gonna do shit. I ain't gonna come to your location. I ain't like that. I ain't toxic. I ain't gonna find your location. I ain't gonna sit there and talk no more shit. All I'm gonna sit here and say is that I hope you know I'm not deleting any of your comments, and you will be out in public for all to see. And anyone that sees little bitch boy Frieza in my comments ever again, don't sit there and try to fucking argue with him, because all he's gonna do is just sit there and fucking pull out some non-fucking headcanon bullshit. Oh, my headcanon almost fucking destroys the universe. Stuff like that. And there's no point in you arguing with him. And if you do, and I hope, if you do, I hope you know this, I support you in every way possible. I truly do. But I hope you know you will almost get nowhere. The only victory you'll gain if he doesn't fucking reply back, with that is most unlikely, even though it's happened a lot of times, if I'm being honest. And I hope you know, and this is the funniest thing to really end the video off on a fucking high note, there was this guy that commented to little bitch boy Frieza and said that he knew his location and he would find him and they would pull up on his fucking block, all different types of shit, and they would fucking kill him. Now, if little bitch Frieza actually did somehow, actually get killed by these people, whoever was threatening him, then I don't support that. I don't support the people that sit there and do that. I don't support them all, and I don't support anyone fucking doing that. Any of my subscribers doing something like that, murdering someone over some stupid shit like this, or a fucking simple ass opinion, or stupid ass arguments. I don't fucking oppose that. I don't enjoy that. That is not what I'm going for. Don't do that. Please don't. Don't harm anyone that doesn't need to be harmed. But let me just say this to you. To the guy in the beginning, I showed in the beginning of the fucking video. That guy honestly, true-heartedly believes that I give a shit. And the funny thing is that I hope you guys know I didn't start that fucking argument. I don't start any of these fucking arguments with any of these fuckheads anymore. I don't sit there and talk shit about them in the comment section all the time. I don't do any of that. I don't call them out. I don't do none of that. Every single time I engage in an argument with these dumbasses, they're the ones that do it first. Literally, if you go check the comments, all I was doing was responding to a guy and literally explained that I don't hate kengan. I am just trying to tell the truth, and I was just doing the subscribers' request. That's it. I wasn't trying to hate on them, and I'm not trying to shit on kengan in general. That's just telling the facts. That's what it is. And that guy in the beginning responded back, and let's just say he had a lot of words to say, and he really thought that he got his point across, when I obviously told him that statements are statements. They are by the fucking narrator and in that narrative. If we're going by that logic, a lot of statements that are being said are pretty factual, and that's how I think with the Baki verse, because why the fuck would the narrator tell you that Yujiro is superior to the USA and all of his fucking weapons? How else are you supposed to interpret that? Sorry. But I will say this to end it off finally. Thank you for the support. Thank you for everything you guys have done. Thank you for having me reach past 3,000 subscribers. I am truly thankful for that. I hope you all have a good, glorious, and good life and go outside. Well, if you live in Texas, where I'm at, if you live where I live, don't go outside. It's fucking cold. It's too cold out there. And if you wear shorts while going outside, you are a true demon. Now, bye.